I feel ready to objectively and maturely move into this space again and start creating high quality content with really like-minded individuals that have something really great to say.
So that's like a big thing for like the spiritual community online, is that they don't understand that we have to deconstruct our belief system so we can put forward something that is actually useful. Because right now everything is a repeating cycle of like this energy that is not useful.
I feel like what we're talking about is looking at the small conversations versus the big conversations, right? Like the way that my practice in medicine evolved was understanding that everything was a spiritual problem. And not even spiritual. I gotta say, it's like the soul is the origin point. From there, it goes through the spirit, and then it goes down into the body, and then the emotions in the physical body. And like the ego gets put in this place where it's the ego, and it's not, it's a tool, right?
Like, I don't believe that a proton in this universe moves without God's explicit consent. And so if that's the kind of world that you live in, then things like free will kind of fly out the window. And you fall back into this very faith-based reality where your only job is to just live and be in accordance with the gift of your life and be in right relation to whatever, to the best as you can conceive it, your purpose for being here.
Ego is also that vehicle that allows you to go to that destination, right? Like it's like the vehicle. It's just we allow it to control the way that we think and the way that we are, but it's really just a tool that we can be using to allow things to flow properly.
And the ego is the only way we can bring these messages that we receive into this world, into this plane, because it's a necessary kind of part of it.
It's a relationship.
It's a relationship.
The will to like connect, and like that's what's gonna lead, like change the natural forces that are aligned with this negative thing that we don't want anymore, this kind of like old ideas and dogmas that we don't need to bring into the future, right?
And eventually you get this kind of frictional, this ego, this thing that kind of like, is it there? I don't even know. Ooh, I see it. I can identify with it. I can identify with my tendency to identify with things. What do I do with that? Should I destroy it? Because it's causing me suffering. Hence Buddhism and all these kinds of things, where you can, I mean, that may be true in some sense, because spirituality, like we talked about, is full of paradoxes. To what extent, and this is what I try and hold as the guiding principle to my life, is surrender.
We have to force that will back into alignment with natural forces so we can actually, so it can be guided by God, like how we were talking about, like be guided by God, by that natural force of things.
How do I ease the amount of suffering I choose?
Amen.
So that I can actually enjoy the trials and tribulations for what they are, which is this beautiful human experience that's falling madly in love with everything.
No one goes ahead without everyone.